So I wake up my roommate. I'm like, hey, bro, like, you got to get your friend. Like, he's sleeping in my bed. You got to get him up and get him out of here. And then he's like, I don't know him. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking? Like, you don't know him? He's like, no, he just came in and started sleeping.
The world is yours and everything in it. Gonna go get it?
All right, y'all. So I try to get us to a place where, like, it would have some nice scenery. So that way y'all could, like, have a nice background or whatever. But it looks like, I mean, there's a parking lot. And, like, if you look over the edge of the parking lot, it's really nice. But, I can't go in there because it's private. It's reserved parking right now because school is in session. So, let's see. This background, I mean, it's decent. Like, you got the birds chirping in the back or whatever, so. I think this is cool right here. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, I'm actually super hungry. I'm actually very hungry. Alright, y'all, so let's get this food out real quick. So what I do is I get the beef patty, right? I don't know if you see that. But I get the beef patty and then I put it inside of the cocoa bread. Now, cocoa bread, if you've never had cocoa bread, it's like, it's super soft and fluffy and like, it's really amazing. And it's like, I feel like there's like butter on the outside or whatever, like they butter it. So then it's like even better. It's just crazy. It's ridiculous. So I make me a little sandwich like that right there, you know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, this tastes so good. And it's so warm. It's like warm bread. Warm, buttery, fluffy bread with like beef on the inside. And then this is the drink that I got. It's like a Southern Peach lemonade. This is about to be so good. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the story, y'all. So this is honestly, like, I couldn't believe it when it happened, to be honest. Like, it's really crazy. This food is so good. If you don't have a snack, please do yourself a favor and go get one right now. Literally pause the video. Oh yeah, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Alright. Like the video. Yes, sir. But yeah, go get you a snack, man. Go get you a snack. But alright, let's get into the story. So this happened freshman week at Howard, okay? So, for those of you who don't know what freshman week is, it's basically like the first week that you're here at Howard. Alright? And during the first week, they got all these different activities for like the freshmen. They got like, you know, get-togethers where like they just have like little ice cream socials type of thing. They have parties, like a whole bunch of parties, skits, plays, like everything, the whole shebang, just to kind of get you like accustomed to Howard and like being away from home, being away from your family and stuff like that. So they have all these different events, right? So I had gone to this event. I'm pretty sure it was like a play or something, right? Not a play, I mean a skit. Like they had like people doing little skits or whatever. And so it was super cool. Like it was super fun and everything like that. And I had some friends at that time, you know, because this is like halfway through freshman week. So like I had a couple friends and stuff like that. Me and my friends went to go hang out that night. Okay. So we were hanging out, we were like exploring DC, like doing the whole shebang, right? And so it was like, at this point, it was like 2:33 in the morning, right? Because it's freshman week, we're just trying to live, right? So it's like 2:33, maybe 3:30 in the morning. And like literally on our way back to campus, the only thing I'm talking about, the only thing, I kid you not, the only thing I'm talking about is how nice it's gonna feel when I get into my bed. Like, I'm like, yeah, I just got this new comforter today. You know, I got the little mattress pad, like 1.5 inches. Like, it's about to be amazing, right? They're like, oh yeah, same, like whoop-de-whoop. And I'm just like, man. So, if you don't like people chewing with their mouth open, I usually don't. I mean, talking while they're eating. I usually don't do that, but it's a mukbang. But, yeah, so we're just talking about that the whole time. And I'm just like, dang, it's about to be great, right? So I get to my dorm. Show the front desk my ID. And start going up the elevator. I get to my floor, right? And when I get to my floor, I'm looking up at the numbers, okay. 438, 440, that's like the dorm room numbers. I'm in 443. I guess I was looking the wrong way. 439, 441, 443. I get to my room, right? I open the door, it's unlocked, you know. Because it only locks if you like lock it with the key. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like, it's cool, it's freshman week, like, it's cool, it's unlocked. So I get into my room, right? And then I see my roommate sleep, okay? And he's from Nigeria, okay? And so I'm like, okay, all right, he's asleep, whatever, it makes sense. So then I go look at my bed, and I see a dude in my bed sleeping. And I'm like, hold on. What is this guy doing in here, right? And so I'm like, oh no, like, this is not about to go down. Like, at this point, I'm like, I'm upset because I'm like, I really want to be in my bed. And now there's another dude that I don't know sleeping in my bed. Like, now I don't even want to use the sheets like that. You know, I don't know these people. So I wake up my roommate. I'm like, hey, bro, like, you got to get your friend. Like, he's sleeping in my bed. You got to get him up and get him out of here. And then he's like, I don't know him. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking? Like, you don't know him? He's like, no, he just came in and started sleeping. I'm like, okay, so first, pause, time out. First of all, why did he let him into the room and just start sleeping in my bed? That's my first question. But you know what? It's like 3 in the morning. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. Okay, let me go over to the dude. So I look closer and I realize that his clothes are on the ground and he's sleeping in just his underwear. Just his underwear in my bed. Okay? Granted, he's on top of the comforters and stuff like that. But still, I'm like, that's so weird. And then, so I go to wake him up. So I like push him on the shoulder or whatever. I'm like, hey, bro, you got to get up. And then like, he's not waking up. So I'm like, hey, like, I'm pushing him kind of harder. Like, hey, you got to get up. And then he looks at me, right? He like lifts his head. He looks at me. And he puts his head back down and starts going to sleep. I said, oh, heck no. This is not about to happen right now. So then I start like, I push him harder and like, I'm like starting to pick him up or whatever. I'm like, hey, you got to get out of here. And then, so he like sits up or whatever. He sits up in my bed. He looks like super tired. So then I start walking to the door. I was like, yeah, I don't know like why you're in this room or whatever, but this is not your room. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why you're here. So I'm opening the door for him, telling him all that, right? I look behind me just to find this dude back in my bed, sleep. By the time I walk back to him, he's snoring. So now I'm like, okay, now you're being disrespectful because now you're enjoying sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just took it to the next level by snoring. Like, when I heard that, oh no, I was through. So I'm like, all right, bro, you got to get up. So I'm like picking him up again. And like, this time I'm behind him, like following him, make sure that he like goes to the door. And so he's walking to the door and all of a sudden he turns around and like puts his hand up. So I was like, oh shoot, he's about to punch me. So then I was about to 2-piece him, you know what I'm saying? 2-piece in a biscuit. I'm about to do a 2-piece in a biscuit, you know what I'm saying? But before I do, I realize that he's very, very, very intoxicated. Which I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's drunk. I don't know if he popped something. I really don't know. So his hand is up, right? So I realize he's trying to dap me up. He's like, hey man, what's up? I'm like, oh my God. So then I take him outside. I'm like, where's your room at? And he was like, right here. And I was like, no, this is my room. It's not your room. And then so I walk into the hall. And like, there's two guys walking by. Okay? And they're like, hey, what's going on? Because, like, I mean, it's 4 a.m. I got this grown man who's, like, highly intoxicated coming out of my room with just underwear on. It just looks weird. And I'm like, this guy was, like, sleeping in my bed or whatever, right? And so they're like, oh, what? Like, is he cool? And I was like, I don't know, but my bed, like, he was sleeping in my bed. Like, is my bed cool? Like, no, this is fine. No, but yeah, so they're like, yeah, so is he cool? Like, is he like drunk or something? I was like, yeah, he's like on something. So then one of them goes to get the RA, the person who's like in charge of the floor. And then the other one is like, all right, I'll take him to my room to like get him some clothes or whatever. And I was like, oh no, it's cool. He has his clothes in here. So I started going and like pushing them out with my foot. And I noticed that there's like, they're wet. They're wet, right? So I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, oh no, I know he did not pee in my bed. I know for a fact that he did not pee in my bed. So then I go over, you know what I'm saying? So I push his stuff closer to the door, but once I found out that they were wet, I stopped. And so I was like, yeah, his clothes are wet, bro. Like, go ahead and get him something. So he went to take him to his room to go get him all changed up or whatever. And then I went to go check my bed out. I look at my comforter. I kid you not. Big puddle, like I'm talking like this thing is just, it's I don't know how he held that much pee in his body. You know, it's really nasty to be honest. It really is. But so I lift that cover up. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then so I lift it up, and then I have like more cover. I lift that one up, and then I have like a sheet or something like that. And I lift that up, and then I have my other sheet. I lift that up. I see my mattress pad that I just spent so much money on, that I was so excited to lay on. That thing is soaking wet. So I lift that up to the bare bed. Literally just a bare bed that they gave us in move-in. Like, I'm talking about nothing on it. And when I tell you that thing had a fat puddle like this, and like, I swear a bubble came up or something like that. Like, I was like, this dude did not just pee. He relinquished all the like pee that he could in his entire body. I think he'd been saving it for at least 3 days. And just, it was just wet. And so I'm like, oh my goodness. So then I go out to back to the hallway, and I see the RA come up. So then the RA goes and talks to him. So I go over there, right? He's like, what's your name? And then he was like, he starts trying to dap him up. He's like, HU20, what's up? I'm like, oh my God. For those of you who don't know what HU20 is, that means Howard University class of 2020. So that's my class, right? And so he just was saying, he asked for his name. He said, HU20, what's up? And tried to dap him up. So, yeah. Long story short, I had to go and sleep on a couch in the main lounge of my dorm for a week and a half as I ordered a new bed. And then the dude, he ended up the next day, he like apologized and stuff like that later at night, after he slept everything off. And he was like, yeah, bro, like, I'm so sorry or whatever. Oh, and I remember, I'm not like, this is one of the reasons why I really like, because at first I thought it was just like a person like I did not know that just snuck into my room. So I thought he was like a local or something trying to like rob me or whatever, because he was like fake sleep. I didn't know what was going on, okay? However, I remember seeing him one time passing by, and he did like a little head nod like that. if he hadn't done that head nod while he was in my bed sleeping, I probably would have started beating him up, because I would have thought they were trying to set me up or something like that. And like, I don't know, like it's 3, 4 in the morning, like a lot is going through my head. I'm tired, you know what I'm saying? So whether that's logical or not, that's what would have happened. But that one head nod of going like that and saying what's up really saved that man, because it would have been really bad, you know. But yeah, I remember that. So that was crazy. I literally could not believe it. And like, that was my first story, one of my first stories of Howard University. But anyway, so yeah, next day, so he comes up to me and like apologizes or whatever, and he's like, yeah, like, I'm so sorry, like, here, like, give me all this stuff, like, I'm gonna wash everything for you. So I let him get all my stuff. He washed everything, you know what I mean? I still didn't want to use it even after he washed it. He was like, yeah, I double washed it. And some people were like, oh, he double washed it, like, it's cool. But like, the way that his pee seeped through every layer like it was nothing. That was not regular pee. That was not regular pee. It was not. That was some mutated something. I was not about to sleep in that. There was no way. You could have triple, quadruple washed it. You could have double dog dared me to sleep in it after. It was not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I bought all new stuff. I think he paid me like 50% of like the cost for the new stuff or something like that. And then we were cool after that. But yeah, so that's my story of how somebody peed in my bed, y'all. Ridiculous. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time mukbang. I didn't even eat that much and I'm mad hungry. Yeah, so like the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and follow me on Instagram, and make sure that you guys DM me any type of like video ideas that you guys want to see, because I'm really here to like try to entertain you guys and like try to bring happiness to your guys' lives and stuff like that. So any video suggestions, pranks, public interviews, or whatever. I'm in DC, I'm in Cali, I'm going back and forth, so anything that you guys could think of, let me know. Alright y'all, Trav2Fly, I'll catch y'all next video. Peace!
You wanna check, first you gotta have a plan. And she's so gon' win. She